Hello guys, Cave Drill here. Um, I haven't really done any vanilla Minecraft, actually that I can even remember on my channel. I know I've done a couple of different base tours in older modded Minecraft, but this is a server we've had since, well, I think it was like 1.9, somewhere in that area. Yeah, a couple updates before the Quadec update. It was around 9 or update 9 or 10. Had it for a few years. It's been open. It's been me and a couple of my friends on this, and kind of was thinking about starting a new. I don't know if I want to call it. It's not going to be a Let's Play series per se. It's going to be more or less as I build things or as I tear things down or move stuff. Kind of a weekly or bi-weekly update on this server, because we're doing shit on here all the time. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to give a little bit of a effectively base tour for this server to start with, and see if it gets any interest. Well, we'll start out in here. Villager trading update as of, what's that, 1.15 I think it was. They screwed with the villagers again, so made them harder to trade with. So for each villager you have to have the whatever their quote villager block is. You have to have a bed, enough room for them to move around and sleep. Stupid stuff like that. I'm gonna sleep here so I don't get bothered by wraiths while out and about. Got a few different farms. I'll show off here. The sorting system here for my farms I got in the base. I don't remember what update it was. I think it was around update 12 or 13. Or was it newer than that? No, I think it was 12 or 13. They added the ability to make villagers farm fields. So that's what these guys are out here. It was the first time they really messed with villagers. Like I said, I think it was around like update 10 or something like that. Might have even been 9. But yeah, these guys originally were set up a little bit differently. Now they're set up, there's a minecart down underneath them that goes back and forth to pick up the drops, because for some reason they stopped trying to feed each other. There used to be a thing set up right here in the center with another villager in it, and these two guys would try to feed the villager in the middle. And then I had hoppers underneath and fences in the way, so as they'd throw the food to the guy in the middle, it would just hit the fences and go in the hoppers and go right into the sorting system. Sorting system then from there, though, now it's been just switched into a pickup system. Minecart pickup system picks up and then shoots it off into a water stream, and the water stream brings it all the way around the front of the house down into a sorting loop. And as you can see right here, the water, it's a loop that kind of like figure eights right here for all this stuff that's in this farm. And then I have a simple timer controlled melon farm down here that it's every, I think, 3 or 4 minutes it pops. It's not super fast, but it's fast enough for all that I use the melon for. The main reason I started making pumpkins originally was when we made the Enderman farm. That was back when Endermen were easier to aggro. It was like chest up on them, aggroed them. So we didn't want to get knocked off the things we were using pumpkins to build. This sugarcane farm, I used to have it as a farm for the bamboo, because I love these scaffolds. These things are so nice. But as you've seen, it just worked there. Once this bamboo grows up in front of these observers, the observers just punch the sugarcane, and then there's a minecart that goes underneath. Is that stuck? Yeah, it looks like it's stuck. Yeah, you probably heard it click right about under here. There's a collection thing right there that it collects and once again drops into the water stream and it goes up around. And then down here in this little hole, I've got nether wart. That's nothing special. There's no real way to automate this crap. It's just plant a bunch of it yourself, let it grow, click the button, and it goes into the sorting system. And then replant it. One of my coolest, or I shouldn't say my coolest, my favorite, there we go, right word, updates with the aquatic update was this ability to make these bubbling water streams. Drop down here. This is effectively my quarry where I've been strip mining. If you take and you put soul sand under a bunch of source blocks of water, it'll actually make bubbles all the way to the surface. Same way like out in the, when you find them in the ocean, those bubbles that pull you down in the water are the magma blocks. Soul sand works the other direction, which I thought was really cool. So it's a quick water elevator for what used to take me a long time to go up and down that. Makes a really quick water elevator. Darn dog. Be quiet. My old sugarcane farm out here. This one was just to walk in there and punch it all down and collect it up by hand. This is an old iron golem farm. These designs do not actually work anymore. I have one in a just a plain single player world that I've revamped. I tried doing it here and it still just doesn't seem to work. The trick was just replace some of these doors with beds, and then inside the thing here there's some of the villager blocks like on the faces. Can't see them from here, but on the faces of the thing there's villager blocks to replace it. Yeah, there. But it's one of those, it's like, oh well. I've just been too lazy to actually tear the thing down. Just I've left it there as kind of a cool relic. Landed on a tree. Awesome. This is the new way to make a villager farm. Let me get a good angle on it here. Take same amount of villagers. Take 16 villagers to spawn a golem. But golem spawning conditions are a little different now. It's all of the items in a village are required to some extent or another. So this is my villager breeder. But yeah, I think I got too many on that side. Oh no, never mind. There's where I'm at. But there's only like 10 or so on this one, so it's not as fast as it could be. But this one will occasionally spawn them, just not at the rate the one above will. The one above has a full 20 villagers in it. But I don't think the game, it does not seem to differentiate between these type of blocks and any of the other villager blocks. So just using these work, because if you, with this villager farm, originally it was farmers, but now farmers put shit in the composters. So what would happen is I'd throw up the big stack of carrots. Let me shut this guy up real quick here. Stop creatures off. I'd throw up the stack of carrots to feed these guys to make them breed, and they'd all just start throwing them in the composters instead of actually breeding and throwing them at each other. But what happens is, since all those beds are occupied, when these guys breed, the babies will pop out, and they can still walk under this because these trapdoors keep these guys from going anywhere. And when nighttime comes, the babies come towards these beds just hauling ass, and they completely miss the beds and they go right off into the thing. It's actually kind of hilarious to watch. But I can't get into that one. I got that one sealed up pretty well. That one looks exactly the same on the inside. It's just got full-size villagers on both sides of it. And then that drops in down below into here. I'd had an original plan to make a spawner there, so I already had the path dug and everything for it. But it just drops into here, typical lava blade, kills them, drops into here. Yeah, there's the signs. Drops into the hoppers, goes into a clicker there, pops out into a water stream, and sends it off into the sorting system. Nothing special. And then these are just the typical locks for sorting systems, stackable sorting systems. I opted to go this route of it here. A lot of times people will fill the whole thing, but the way I looked at it is if, per se, a bunch comes into here at once, like 2 or 3 stacks of them, and it fills the whole thing up, it actually has a chance of triggering more stuff down here and triggering these at the same time, and it becomes a whole nightmare because then it starts dumping the contents of the other sorting hoppers. And you have a chance of losing the first stack, and then it fucks up the whole... It screws up the way the whole system works. But we'll migrate on, since there ain't a whole lot more here that I can think of. I really don't have much at my base. Most of everything's been done in other spaces, different parts of the world. We're going over the Enderman farm really quick. Well, what's closer? Yeah, closest one's... Actually, you know what? I think we'll start with the furthest one away first. Something I just did the other day. Well, not quite a week ago. Was, I got tired of taking 2 hours to farm out enough wither skeletons to make a stupid beacon. So I came over here and basically terraformed the entire nether fortress on one end of it. So it's completely flattened out. And it spawns a bunch of the fortress mobs, blazes, and it actually spawns pretty much everything fairly well. And then the other funny part was it has 2 blaze spawners in here. I really wish they'd add some way into normal Minecraft to move these spawners around. Be able to pick them up and move them. Even if it was a one-time use item, would be cool. Because there is nothing that I know of to actually move them. Even if it was expensive, like it cost a nether star or something, it would still be worth it to an extent. To be able to collect a bunch of spawners into one area. Because, especially now, it's not super hard for me to get nether stars because of this farm. But, yeah, this was the furthest one away, so I figured I'd just come pop in here. I do have plans to actually... I want to make this better. I'm not sure if this works in the nether ceiling or not. Like, if it'll spawn wither skeletons above bedrock. Because if it will, that's the way I'm going to do it. I'll make a farm up there. Because me and Kenny made a... Whatever the fuck is... He's the nerd pole. This nerd pole right here goes out to his base. But we spent one day... Am I using the wrong sword? I think I'm using the wrong sword. I tried killing one of these guys earlier and it would not die. What sword do I have? Oh, yeah, I've got the wrong sword on. Anyway. I have a sword for killing the wither skeletons. Easier. Smite 5. This way out here, there's a bunch of fortresses in this nearby our thing. There's a fortress there. There's a fortress there. These are 2 different fortresses. They're not actually the same fortress. They do not connect anywhere to that other one that I've got. Damn it. Where are we at here? Oh, damn it. Up. Really? Alright, having a moment. Get up there. There we go. This path never got finished. I really need to get it finished. So you can't fall off of it. That's why back at the main portal, there's actually a barrier block that blocks it off. This is my creeper and spider farm. I left it a spider farm because I have a Fletcher villager that uses wool as a trade, wool for an emerald. So I left it spawn spiders. The way these work, they're super simple. Looked up a video online. This is not a original design by any means. Stand up here gets you way away from the water, so none of the water mobs are spawning, none of the the drowned, the stupid water zombies, none of them can spawn. So the only thing you get are the mobs out of the farm. The only spaces that they can actually spawn is in the farm. So there's a couple of them there, and then when you come down here, once the water triggers every 30 seconds or so. Once it triggers, then it pushes all the mobs down. And I need a drink. And as you can see over here on the left, I'm starting another one. I want to make another one that spawns the rest of the hostile mobs, sans Enderman. Because I just like to have all the mob drops I can get. And I'm probably going to start running it off of a water stream. Instead of the way I'm currently running it, I'm running it off of hoppers here. So that way if I run it off of a water stream, I don't have to worry about too many items in the system, because then it'll just purge them and throw them away. They'll just get basically tossed as they're... if there's too many. Here, let me... if I can swing up into one of these. These are really simple the way they work. They're just an observer dispenser tower. Here, the observer tells the dispenser to go. The way you make creepers spawn is by putting trapdoors on the ceiling, because a creeper can spawn in like a block and a half tall area, something like that. They can spawn in a really short area. But no other mobs can spawn here. Once in a while, though, this farm will get a skeleton because of the spider jockeys. Those, I believe that spawns as a spider. When a spider spawns, has a chance of spawning as a spider jockey. So this farm will get skeletons now and then, which is kind of funny because I actually had to make a third chest in the sorting system just to deal with random bones. But if you wanted to make this farm not spawn skeletons, or not spawn spiders, you'd take every couple blocks here, you just knock it out and replace it with a trapdoor. And that would get rid of the skeletons. Or, why do I keep saying skeletons? It would get rid of the spiders. And then they get flushed down the water stream here and over to this. And then they get brought down here into this sorting system. Down here, I AFK'd here overnight. If I hadn't have popped in, or if, not me, but AJ, if AJ hadn't have popped in at, somewhere around 5 or 6 hours after I was AFK'd here, and he emptied the chests, like all of them were empty. And then when I came back a few hours later, it was fucking full again. That's how fast the farm is. I was AFK'd here for maybe 12 hours. I went to sleep and then got up, did some stuff, and when I came back, I checked the farm. And at some point in the middle of the night, he'd actually logged on and checked it. But that's the creeper spider farm. Next, show off the continuously evolving farm. This farm's had so many different freaking renditions. This one, me and Kenny built this farm way back towards the beginning of the server in 1.12, I believe it was. I think they patched it after that. Well, actually, I'll say it when I get up there. Why did I do that? I didn't mean to break that. Let me resolve this problem really quickly here. I'm an idiot. You're not supposed to have to use this ladder. for anything. Got rid of this. I'm basically irrelevant to this ladder with these slime blocks. So there's slime block there to drop on. But drop down that slime block, and as you push forward while you're doing it, you'll actually pop into the room there. But you go through this portal. I have to do a culling of the herd here. Stupid portal spawning dang pigmen all the time. There we go. Okay. Alright. And then you go out that one portal that's really down low, then you pop out this other portal, it's really high up, and you are at the nether ceiling. This took me and Kenny, I think it was around like 6 hours to drill this hole. I'm pretty sure there's new ways to break bedrock, but at that time, the way to do it was dark oak trees. If you took a dark oak tree, you spammed you took the 4 saplings, placed them, and then bone mealed the tree. It had a chance of growing through the bedrock, and then once it grew, you just knock the bottom layer off the tree, and then you do it again. Until you drill all the way through. After 6 hours, we still couldn't get these 3 pieces to go. The trees just would not grow in those pieces. So it was just like, alright, screw it. They can stay. We got this otherwise perfectly square hole here that we got it to grow in. And it was so we could make a... Oh my gosh. Stupid things are so fast. Pigman farm up here. The original rendition of this farm, if you can imagine this, was a big, flat, just big open spawning pad, and it had a couple of iron golems walking around in it. In update 113, they made pigmen hostile to iron golems. Meaning that not only would iron golems attack pigmen, but pigmen would attack back. Because the way the farm used to work is nothing would attack iron golems at that point. Everything just ignored iron golems. Maybe zombies attacked them, but nothing else did. So any mobs that they attacked would just ignore them and just take damage. So you just stand up here AFK, and this thing was just rapidly spawning pigmen, and iron golems were killing them. It also would get ghasts and stuff like that because it had a tall enough ceiling on it. I left the ceiling on it high enough that it could spawn ghasts, but they couldn't fly away. So the iron golems would kill ghasts and all that good crap. Let me grab some more rockets here real quick. It would spawn ghasts and all the good shit. That way, oh, 1 second. I got a phone call. Be right back. Alrighty then. I guess I'm back. But, yeah, the iron golems would kill the pigmen, but then in that whatever update that was, 12, I think it was 13. Pigmen started aggroing the golems, so as soon as the first golem would hit a pigman, it was game over from there. So it was no longer able to kill them as quickly. Oh, something really cool that they've done in these newer updates. This half block area here, normally you can't walk through. Shift now is half a block lower. So you can actually walk through half block areas. I'm not sure which update did that, but I just noticed it the day I was rebuilding this farm when I made this. Because I had something up there, I placed a block and was holding shift and actually walked under the half slab, and it was like, oh, that's cool. Something I never even noticed. Most of the time with as these updates come out, I don't do a lot of research on them. Only if I'm like really interested in the update or something that's coming in the update. It's like, there really ain't a whole lot of research that I do on any of them. But yeah, for this one you just stand out there AFK. It's far enough away that it lets pigmen spawn there. It's got the same lower part to the farm that was on the second rendition, which is a big donut up there in the sky with a couple iron golems in the middle. And the way I figured that one would work was it would spawn one or two pigmen, and those 1 or 2 pigmen weren't going to kill the iron golems. But what would happen is the pigmen would spawn, an iron golem would hit it, and it would aggro the whole ring of pigmen, and they'd pour into the middle. they'd pour into the middle here, and they'd drop down into this little crusher, and it would crush them for whatever damage they had left, because I didn't have room to move the farm, because that's at build height up there. This farm was designed and not expecting iron golem or pigmen to be able to come hostile iron golems. So the whole sorting system is way up here. And I really, really didn't want to have to move it down because it's a pain. You can't use water to dangle under stuff. You have to use lava and fucking fire resist potions and all that bullshit. But just this was drops from the thing for me just AFKing over one night. It's not super fast, but it's fast enough. We used to actually be able to, yeah, you could AFK at this farm overnight, one night, and fill this chest and about half of this chest. We used to eat nothing but golden carrots. That was the standard food source. But that's just got a typical sorting system, same as the one at my base. It's a little different. That's an older style one that uses pistons and redstone blocks. But no, the way you get out of here, aside from, you can either take the portal if you want, but it's faster just to do this. Drop down that. And as far as I remember, aside from spawn, which we never go to anymore. Alright, rocket. There we go. There's a... Oh, actually, I always forget about this because I never use it. There's a skeleton farm out here. This was the first farm I built on here. Me and Kenny originally built this farm way back towards the beginning of the server. Because where it's at's not really that far from AJ's base. But, because his base is just kind of just right behind mine. It's on the freaking map behind mine. You have my base sitting right here, and then you have AJ's base there. And then Kenny's base is just way off in oblivion near a mesa biome somewhere off in the distance. But this was one of those stupid things that I over-engineered to some degree that nobody needs to over-engineer things. It's got a... It's a one heart or one punch crusher. And you just stand here and let it spawn skeletons. Press the button when they start piling up there, and they'll drop in. The button turns the farm. It activates the farm. It'll also turn the farm off. So, oh, you can hear down there. There's slime block launchers. These jackasses made these stupid skeletons not swim up water streams anymore. So they broke like 90% of the farms that were ever made for skeletons. Anything that was underground that brought mobs up, they basically completely bricked. Because I don't think zombies swim up either. Zombies just stay at the bottom of a water stream and turn into a drowned. Skeletons just stay at the bottom. They don't actually drown. They just sit there and fill up the mob cap. But once this gets pretty full, click the button. It throws a couple of pistons, locks a couple of things, and then crushes the skeletons that are sitting in there. And unfortunately, because of the new the stacked mobs BS, where when you get too many mobs in one spot, they just start dying. This farm doesn't work quite as well. Yeah, as soon as you're done here, you pick up the items off the thing. That light, when that light comes back on, it means the hopper clock back there's reset. And it lets more skeletons fall into the hole. Let me top off my arrows there. Any room for bones? Yep. Yeah, it lets more skeletons fall into the thing. Then since I'm here, I might as well just show you AJ's base. He was on working on this the other day. He's effectively got a harem of villagers here. They keep breeding too, because he's got farmland up there. So the dang villagers keep breeding. He just spammed a ton of beds in this place. So they all are just breeding freaking crazy. But this used to just be a little hole up there. Came down here and he made this huge viewing area here. But yeah, this stupid farm right here is enough to keep these guys breeding, which is kind of hilarious. So there's just a whole horde of them now. Cool trick though is this carpet here. Break this real quick. See, there's a string under there. Easy way to make a door that mobs can't pass through is just put string and carpet like that. It's got to be more than like a 4 or 5 block drop. And because they don't see the string, and mobs don't actually register carpet as something they can walk on. So they just see the giant hole, because string is an invisible block, like it doesn't register as a walkable block. So they just ignore it. Yeah, there ain't not. Actually, yeah, I think there is something that spawned. Let me see. Darn dogs, be quiet. Quit your barking. You guys go off at all kinds of random stuff. Yeah, out here, this is the little spawn base when we all started on the server where we actually started. As you can see, I got a chicken farm here. It's a cooked chicken lava blade farm. I'm not sure how it actually got uncooked chicken. That's a real mystery there. But yeah, as these guys lay eggs, it breaks the eggs in here, and then as the eggs break, they turn to little ones, and as they grow up into the lava blade. So it's a similar method for making cow farms and stuff like that, but you have to use wheat to actually breed the cows. And then over here real quick, this was the last big undertaking on this server. That was because that other mob farm, I consider that one to be little. This is our end fortress. I've actually found 2 end fortresses in this world. The other one's actually like in the middle of an ocean, like sticking out of the water. I actually found it by accident. I wasn't even looking for it, and I went flying over, and I was like, wait, why is there a structure underwater? I didn't originally notice it at first. It glazed over my head. I wasn't even paying attention, because I'd been playing modded Minecraft, and I was used to just stupid structures like runic dungeons and crap like that spawning. So that's just kind of what my brain registered it as at first. And I found and I looked again, and it was an end fortress, just out in the middle of the ocean. But, this is the Enderman farm. This thing is very, very laggy, but it's also like the fastest way to get XP, period. Take whatever item you want to repair, you put it in your offhand, and you smack a couple Endermen here with the with a sweeping edge sword. Alright, them dogs get annoying. Be quiet. He's like, you're back. See what they're barking at. Alrighty. But, yep. XP rate on this farm is just dumb. Really wish they'd add dual wielding into the game. Me and my buddies were playing a, what the hell is it called? It's like, not Rebirth of the Night. No, what the hell is it called? It's like it's a Terraria pack, effectively. But, alright, why is this not repaired? Oh, it is repaired, it just wasn't registering. But it had, it has the ability to throw your weapon into your other hand. Oh, let me clear these guys out here. Actually, no. Since I'm a genius, this no longer goes to the void when you flip the one lever open. It's got a couple different layers of this. At least platforms like that. As it goes down progressively further and further. There's a couple more of those. But, yeah, I closed the very, very bottom one up when I was actually farming ender pearls. There was a point in time where I needed them. Now they're, like, they're a plague. There's way too many of them. I filled all the double chests here with them. This is Kenny's gear from when we were building the farm. He never came back and got it. I actually, honestly, haven't talked to him in quite a while. Aside from just, like, random Facebook messages once in a while. He's one of the people who just kind of, like, vanished from our old group of people we used to hang out with all the time. Talk to all the time, do stuff, play games with all the fucking time. That I actually still get a hold of. He's like the last one. Nobody else frickin' exists anymore. They've all vanished. It's pretty much just me, Rick, and AJ still. And then there's a couple people that I hang out with, play other games with, but that still actually play like Minecraft and stuff. It's pretty much just us three. And on this server wise, it's pretty much just me and AJ anymore. So it's almost a single player world. It's more or less a 2-player world. Playing that shit in LAN mode. But those are the farms off of this server. I don't want this video to drag on too long. I don't want to go over the 30-minute mark really. That's looking like probably where I'm going to be. Anyway, I don't think I have anything else on this server to show off. I have a little ice farm up here, but I mean, nothing special. Found a packed ice biome later, so this became kind of irrelevant. But yeah, it's been on here for a while. I plan on staying on this server for a lot longer. A couple of us got kind of tired of playing modded Minecraft, so we fired up this server a few years back. I think there was like 6 of us total on this server when we fired it up. Now it's down to like 2 and occasionally 3. Actually, we maxed out at 4. 4 people on here. Me, Rick, AJ, and Kenny on at one time. And that's been a while though. Normally it's just 2 to 3 people. But yeah, figured I'd just throw this video out, see if anybody actually wants me to do any sort of, I guess, pseudo let's play on the thing and go about doing it. As I said, I'm building that other mob farm. I'm going to record my whole process of building that. I'll record my whole process of rebuilding the Nether Fortress. I might add another layer to this. One of these spawner blades here above this. If I do that, I'll record that for sure. But yeah, the little knick-knack stuff. It's probably not going to be a daily gameplay thing. It's going to be probably twice a week. I'm going to start doing some kind of a video on this server, doing something, because I'm doing stuff, upgrading stuff, changing farms, trying to build farms, seeing of what works, testing crap all the time. My obsession, I should say, is trying to make the stupid stuff from modded Minecraft work in normal Minecraft. I'm not on the scale of some of your crazy people out there, like if you've ever seen, I think it's, I don't remember what server that was. Doc M77, the server he's on, the bunch of crazy Germans, all the insane scale stuff that they build on their shit. That's not something that's ever going to be happening on the server. I like building farms. I like making fast farms, but it's like I do have to do other things, and I don't have a whole army of people to help build stuff. So small farms, sorting systems. I really would like to redo the pigman farm, or like I said, I'm not sure if anybody knows, if anybody sees this video, drop down in the comments if wither skeletons spawn above the bedrock, because I can't remember if I've ever seen a farm above bedrock. I know I've seen people like quarry out a perimeter in the Nether to make a fortress or a fortress farm, but I don't recall ever seeing one above bedrock level. So I don't know if they actually can spawn up there or not. I know, like I said, I know pigmen, ghasts, and magma cubes can, but that pigman farm I've got is not over another fortress. It's just randomly in the Nether. We just dug straight up. Should have built it over a fortress just to see what it would do. But yeah, I do plan on actually making a fortress farm of some form or another, so I can actually get beacons a little bit easier and whatnot. Because I do like having the buffs from the beacon. So, alrighty, well, if you guys enjoyed, like, throw me a comment, subscribe, and if you want to be notified when my shit uploads, make sure you hit the stupid bell beside the subscribe button. That's the dumbest feature YouTube has ever done. Let's be honest here. It's like if you subscribe to somebody, obviously you want to be notified when they do stuff. So, but for some reason it doesn't. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one.